Okay, so we're still in the third quarter. It's 3rd and 8, so let's have a look at what we're doing offensively. So offensively on this third down, we're on spread right, bunch left, Y tight. So spread right, you can see that Laird, the running back, is aligned on the left-hand side. We've got the bunch at the bottom of the screen on the left. Y tight just indicates that the Y isn't aligned on the hip of the tackle, but is close to the tackle. And then we've got bowed and spread out. This is a run power play, so there's no receiver routes. The outside receivers run the defenders off, and Shaheen and Ford run block. So let's have a quick look at the coach's film, see how it affects the play, then we'll get into the run game. So before we just have a look at the film, I just realised I forgot to talk about what the Patriots are doing defensively. So they're playing cover one here, so everyone is locked up on their respective receivers or running backs, and this is the DB that we're going to focus on very quickly. So on goal, we're just going to see the outside receivers run the fade and run off the DBs who's covering them. You can see there that they've got the back turned, so they effectively now can't see what's happening. Ford is just blocked number 31 nice and easily. But what we're going to look at, just gone back, what we're going to look at is this defender here, reads it the whole way. But I just want to show how effective. Now we've got good run blocks, and we'll go into this a little bit more in a second. But as you can see here, we've got a great double team going backwards, and they've created a pile. So that defender is responsible for that lane. But because you can see that there's just a massive green offensive humanity there, that Laird can make the break and actually run for the first down. It's just a really good scheme. We've rolled the dice. The Patriots have been playing a lot of cover one man on third down, so we've rolled the dice, forced them into a formation that we want, and it's worked. So now let's have a look at the offensive, defensive line stuff, and we'll have a look at why it's worked. Because we know previously on third downs that the Patriots have liked to stay in cover one, so that's man across the board, where the offensive player goes, the defensive player goes, who's responsible for him. We're playing the odds here. You can see by that having Shaheen not quite aligned next to the tackle, but almost, it forces the defensive end out wide, which allows us to combo number 91 with our right tackle and right guard. And then we're going to get Michael Deiter pulling on the power play. And let's have a look at that now, because it makes much more sense when we see it in film. Okay, so here we go. As we mentioned already, you can see that by having a Y just slightly spread out from the tackle, it forces the defender out even further. But this is really what I want to focus on. The interior, actually I want to focus on all the linemen because they do a good job here. Some of them just do their jobs but do them well, and we take advantage of that. So working from offensive right to left, we're going to get a double team between our tackle Hunt and Davis on number 91. You can see here, this is actually a good combination because the tackle has washed down. Although he's got his shoulders turned, he's now sealed 91 off. Our right guard Davis has his shoulders square, so he can peel off and go to the next level, 21, which he does. That's a brilliant combination. That's a really, really good combination. Okay, so then we're good combination between our tackle and our guard. Now look at centre. I've been critical of of Carrera so far this season, but this is a good play. And looking at this, I wonder if we didn't make the most of his skills. However, he knows that he's responsible for 70. Now, Jackson does a good job because he just delays him for a second whilst also able to get back to 53. But enough about Jackson, we're going to focus on Carreras. Let's just have a look. He has to snap the ball, it goes into his hand, so that's a good thing. Now he turned and he just trapped. This is a good old-fashioned trap block. Turns, comes down, blocks with violence, 70's out of the play, and Laird's now got leverage. Now for the main block itself, Deiter was, I don't want to say shockingly bad, but he struggled his first season. He was thrown into the offense, and I don't think he played particularly well, and I think he was a little bit out of his depth. But he's stuck around. The coaches obviously see something in him, and I think this is what they see in him. So he's in a 2-point stance. He's going to pull. Now this is an old-fashioned pull. He turns. You can see his shoulders turning. So now he has to read what's going on there. He narrows, and he actually comes off this block really well. By off the block, he takes a really tight angle. There, he's come off the block. Now that's given him the right angle to go to 35. he makes this look easy, which shows you how good it is. This is a really difficult block. He's got some bend in his knees. He pops up through and he just owns that defender. He's a much bigger player than that defender, but that's a really difficult skill for an offensive lineman. Now, credit to Jackson as well, who's been up and down this season, but credit him for like holding 70 to give the centre a chance to get there. Now he wheels around and just walls off that defender. Sometimes as an offensive lineman, less is more. He didn't have to do anything there, and already that defender's trailing the play. Do you know what? That's a really good scheme. It's a good scheme, good execution, good run by Laird, nice all round. Two things stand out for me. The block of first one, the block of Davies, it gets in a double teamed and scrapes off and gets the other defender. Great job. And then actually Michael Deiter is showing some skills here, executes well and shows dominance. So let's have a look at the grades for that play before we move on to the next one. And as for the grades, with a conversion to a first down, everybody's done their jobs. The only person who's got a positive grade here, or +1, is the right guard Davis, and as you can see on the notes, involved in the combo block on the offense on the line of scrimmage, and then is able to scrape off. So really positive. Just actually good to see everyone do their jobs really well. So let's go on to the next play.